Hey, what's up guys? Ryan from Elevate Security here. Back to answer some more questions that we got in the past week. Now, Amador Cortez, and apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, asked the question about exploiting LFIs, like how to identify and exploit LFIs. And for any of you viewers that are unfamiliar with the acronym, it stands for Local File Inclusion. Basically, what it normally results in is you as an attacker being able to read files, pretty much any file on the operating system, right, on the underlying OS. So in order to do this, basically, there has to be some kind of vulnerable parameter. And you know, as I am away from a Kali box or anything, or you know, my hack the box stuff, I can't really show you live how to do this. I did make a video though in the past covering this. If you want to see the real technical side, hands-on how I did this, I'll link it in the cards, so check that one out. But just to give you the sort of theoretical side to it, right? The sort of process I go about when I'm looking for these things is I look for parameters, like especially URL parameters. Like if you have like a query parameter or something like that, you might see like locale equals EN-US or something, right? So instead of locale equals EN-US, what I would do is I would put in like // a bunch of those, maybe like 6 or 7, and then /etc/password if it's a Linux, or if it's a Windows system, then you can look for a Windows directory that's normally present, like a system32 whatever, and that's just how I would do my like proof of concept to try to see if it's vulnerable to that. And then if it is, then you can go on to find you know, maybe read a config file or something like that where you might be able to leverage that. Now on its own, an LFI is only going to give you read access to stuff on the underlying OS. So if you're talking about CTFs, right? Well, that's great unless there's like a hard-coded password, you know, some hard-coded credentials and config files. That alone isn't going to give you what you need, right? Because you're trying to get a shell on the system. So when it comes to CTFs, you always want to try and pair that with another vulnerability, and that's where it gets really dangerous, right? So for example, if you can pair an LFI with like and you also have file upload capabilities where you're able to upload scripts of some sort, that's a shell. Another one is you have LFI and you also identify RFI, which is remote file inclusion. If you have those two together, then you also have a shell. But those are certain things that, you know, you can watch some of my content, you'll see that stuff. Just by practice, eventually you'll be able to identify those cases where, okay, I have this vulnerability and I have this vulnerability, so therefore I know I can leverage that to get a shell. So, you know, you can also fuzz this stuff with burp, but yeah, it comes down to fuzzing parameters essentially, and especially like URL. Be on the special lookout for URL parameters, and you know, you do the basic payload, the .. like 6 or 7 times of that, and then a known file that's going to be on every Linux system or every Windows system in the case you're dealing with Windows. So yeah, I hope this video was of help to you guys. Let me know if there's any comments, questions down in the section below, and as always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.